Traffic is important to all kinds of websites, but news websites rely primarily on traffic because they make their revenue through ads, and the more ads they serve, the more revenue they make. Most news websites don't have any other revenue source, so this becomes very important for publishers. Today in this video, we're going to learn how to improve the SEO for a news website. Let's begin. Now, Google is the biggest source of organic traffic, which means that your website needs to rank higher in Google searches so that your readers can find and visit your website. Now, how does one rank better on Google? Well, SEO. Now, I'm sure you've been bombarded with multiple SEO videos and articles all over the internet. But today I'm going to simplify it so that you can make changes that are going to show the most amount of impact. So point number one is sitemap. Now, a sitemap helps Google understand your website structure, and it helps rank those articles that people are usually searching for. Now, an updated sitemap will tell Google about all the latest content that is on your news website. Now, in the publishing domain, there are about 20 to as much as 150 articles being published every day. Now, it becomes harder for Google to crawl all of these on a regular basis. A sitemaps helps the Google crawler identify new articles that are published on a website and helps rank them better. Now, an article that has not been crawled yet is not going to get indexed onto Google. And who's going to lose out? You as a publisher. So optimizing your sitemap to have all the latest articles that you've published will not only help Google crawl your website effectively, it will also display these new links as and when they go live. Now, what I've seen is if you are a publisher that publishes articles very frequently, Google will also start crawling your website frequently. Now, if you have a lot of traffic, Google will assign a higher priority to your website when it comes to crawling. So ensure that you are putting out quality content, and that is what is getting crawled. And that takes me to the next point. Use your robots.txt effectively. Now, Google will send crawlers to your website, crawl all the content, and it's using resources at this point. Say, for example, you have website pages that are not as important. You can disallow that in robots.txt, so that allows Google to crawl your website more efficiently, which means that if Google were to crawl 10 website links which are relevant news articles compared to say 15 of them, out of which 5 are non-relevant to news, Google will notice that the 10 articles that they've crawled have a higher click ratio, which kind of gives a positive signal to Google that, hey, these links have higher efficiency. As a result, crawl this website more often. And that is a good practice that you should do as a news publisher. I would recommend you to do site audits very often so that you get a clear picture of what amount of content is getting indexed on to Google, and check your sitemaps to get a fair idea of what is being shown to Google to crawl. You can have a site audit planned at different schedules based on the size of your publication. Say, for example, if you are a large publisher with about, say, a team of 15 to 30 writers, and you put out anywhere from 100 to 150 articles per month, you will have to check your sitemap more often because the amount of content that is getting pushed is significantly higher. For niche blogs or niche news websites that only cater to a particular segment, well, the audit schedule can be slightly longer. The next thing I would want you to look at is schema. Now, schema helps Google understand what your content actually is. There are different types of schemas available. For example, there can be an article schema, a review schema, a carousel schema, even a listicle schema. And what it does is it tells the search engine what kind of content you've published. And a page that Google understands properly, it will be able to recommend it or rank it more confidently. And that is something that we have seen. For articles, especially news articles, it's essential to have the article schema on it. If you are a product review website, say for example, you cover technology news and you also do product reviews, so having the review schema in place, even it's the same case for entertainment websites, like news publications that also have an entertainment section, and if you are doing reviews for them, the review schema is going to help significantly when it comes to ranking these particular pages onto Google. Optimize your website. Now, I know this is a point that you've heard multiple times. This is a very common thing that comes across when you're looking for SEO optimizations for your website. And it is crucial. I'll tell you why. A website that loads slowly is more likely to put people off, and they're going to bounce right back to the search engine. That is something that Google does not want. Google wants the traffic that it sends your way to be on your website. Your bounce rate is also a metric for Google to determine if the URL that it has served a particular reader is relevant or not. A higher bounce rate would mean that the URL is not relevant and it is going to rank it lower the next time. Now, most often this problem is caused because of slow website load speeds. Now, as a publisher who's constantly pushing out multiple articles in the day, it becomes crucial to enable your website to load faster. When you look at your particular website, you would have different ad units loading as well, content and videos or images for that matter. News publishing is media heavy. You do have photos and videos that are required to engage the audience that visit your website. You would need to look at optimizing it. Now, on our channel, you will find a video for image optimization plugins. We have covered it. If you are on WordPress, you will find it helpful. But there are other ways of optimizing it as well. You can have a chat with your technical team on how you can optimize your theme, which is something that we've seen commonly becomes an issue over time. You can also take a look at the amount of time that images take to load on your news website. You can lazy load these images. Also, you can use formats such as WebP and WebM instead of PNG and JPEG and MP4 respectively. So that should help load your website faster. A faster loading website is a positive sign for the audience to come, engage with it, read the content, not bounce back. That's a very, very strong signal to Google so that they know that the audience that is coming to the website for a particular keyword or a search term, they find it relevant. If you are curious to find out the amount of time your website takes to load, I would recommend you to check out GT Metrics and Google PageSpeed Insights. This will give you a clear idea of where your website excels and where it could do with some improvement. These two products also give you suggestions on how you can improve your page load speed, and I would want you to take a look at it. That's where you can get started. Lastly, as a publisher, I want to tell you that you need to put your audience before search engines. For example, know what your audiences are looking for. Create evergreen content. Now, an evergreen content piece will serve two benefits. Primarily, one, you will have people searching for it for a long period of time, and you will get steady traffic coming to your website from it. Point number two, it also becomes an excellent source to internally link multiple articles that you've done on the same topic. For example, if you were to do a topic, if you are, say, a finance website that does finance news, you can create an evergreen content piece on the financial budget, for example, and then you can have multiple other articles posted on how it impacts different sectors, different industries, and then link it back. Someone who's curiously searching about the financial budget will be able to find your evergreen content at any point of time. And even the other articles that I spoke about, say a particular sector or an industry, naturally these people will then go to their relevant sectors and industry, helping increase your time on site, which is again a good metric, and also keep audience on your website longer. So that way it is going to help you serve them more ads, for example, and generate more revenue. So these were some of the SEO tips that I had for news publishers. If you have a few, drop them in the comment and help the community out. Thank you.